All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today is May 3rd, Tuesday, and today's going to be a kind of a back to basics day. We're going to work a little bit on moving through stances, some hip rotation combinations, some kicking preparations, and then also get through the all the Heian, and we'll see how many techie katas we can do as well. All right. So let me put myself on the spotlight here. Get this down so you can see me better. All right. All right, feet together and about let's. All right, so let's go over some of the things that we got to do for moving through stance. Everyone put yourself in a front stance, facing the front here. Okay, so we want to push off the back leg. Obviously, so that means you have to start with a slight bend of the leg. Okay, we want to push off the back foot too, which is already bent, but we don't want to drag these toes. So we want, once we push off the back foot, we want to pull it back up and flex it up. Okay, as you push off the back foot and the back leg, bend into this front knee. Don't just go up and stand up. Bend into the front knee, and then once that knee gets past center, then or past the ankle, we want to start driving, pushing forward. Okay, so from here, driving and push forward. So all this movement forward comes from the back foot and the back leg, and it is immediate, so that we can get this leg in the front to start pushing. Okay, so let's actually go sideways right here, and we'll go forward and backwards, and then just the opposite happens after we go forward. So we're going to push into this one, push forward. Now the opposite happens. I have to get down and into this leg here, and I need to get this hip behind my ankle so that I can push with it. Okay. There's also the squeeze on both of them in the inner thighs that helps bring that leg backwards, bring that leg forwards. Okay. So going backwards, we're going to push off the front leg, just the opposite, pushing ankle or into off the ball of the foot again, get into this back leg and push. Okay. So coming up, hands up, pushing into the front knee, itch, knee, sun, shi, go, sit, hutch, ku, ju, right? Switch feet. Okay, we're going to start going backwards. Okay. No, we're going to start going forwards. Sorry. Here we go. Itch, knee, sun, shi, go, sit, hutch, ku, ju, right? Switch legs again. Now let's throw a punch with it. Okay, oitsuke, joran. Okay, so the goal here is to try and get my legs as fast as possible so I can start this punch very soon. I don't want to start the punch here and then land, but I do want the punch and the legs to start at the same time, and then we'll finish at the same time if we can get these legs moving really quick. All right, here we go. It's okay, going backwards, still going to do a punch, but land with the back foot, land the punch at the same time. Knee, sun, shi, go, sit, hutch, ku, aju, right? Switch feet. Okay, forward. Bend into that knee again. It's knee. Bend into the back knee. See. Oh. Sit. Hutch. Ku. And you, right? All right, good. Any questions on that? I know we've covered it a number of times, but it's a good little review. Also to try and maybe just really focus on that from time to time. Okay. All right, so we're going to take that same thing we just did, moving through stance, and we're going to add to it block and counter attacks. Okay, so step away from your camera. Up. Hi, left leg forward, downward block. Come on. Hey. All right, so the same thing. This time I'm going to have the added hip rotation to help me move through the stance even quicker. Okay, so I'm going to keep driving this hip forward and turning in and opening this hip, kind of throwing this leg out forward. Okay, so agiuke and then gyakuzuki. All right, here we go. Pitch. Knee. Some. She. Go. Ushiro. Pitch. Knee. Come. She. Go. All right, my. Gedan bara gyaksuke. Pitch. Knee. Bend into that front knee. Thumb. She. Go. Ushiro. Pitch. Knee. Thumb. She. Go. Uchuke. Gyaksuke. Pitch. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Ushiro. Pitch. Knee. Thumb. She. Go. Sotuke gyakuke. Pitch. Knee. Thumb. She. Go. Shiro. Pitch. Knee. Thumb. She. Go. Hey, shutoke. Gyakunukte. Pitch. Knee. Thumb. She. Go. Ushiro. Pitch. Knee. Thumb. She. Go. Okay, so just a couple points to make. While I'm doing those, one of the things that seems to me in my head, my feeling of my body here, is I'm putting my brain into here, into this. I'm pushing down into the floor, letting that knee bend, and then springing off of it as I push into it. So all this stuff in the back as I'm moving forward is really not where my brain's at. My brain's at is I'm trying to get here. Trying to get here so I can get there. Okay, same thing going backwards. When I go backwards, I have the thought of being into this leg. So I want to get into this leg as quickly as I can so I can start driving backwards. Okay, anybody else have that same feeling while they're doing it?
Sensei, almost, especially on the, oh, did I interrupt somebody?
No, go ahead. I was just calling your name, Marty.
Especially on the shutouki when I'm going back in a kokusudachi, I almost feel like my weight distribution drops back a little bit, and I allow that back leg to kind of force that spring into that nugate. You know what I mean? I don't know if I should be shifting back that far and then shifting forward again, or dropping my hara down and then shifting in.
I would say drop down, but you don't want to have a floaty stop. You want to have a sharp stop. So use the leg to kind of,
Spring
exactly.
off.
So spring off of and try and create a sharp kick motion to get stopped. Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, good. All righty. So that's the kihon and the moving through stance part. Let's see if we gained any more people. Doesn't appear that we have. Let me look here. Oh, Elliot's online. Hello, Elliot. With no video. For
Hi,
Elliot.
Sensei.
Hi. Okay. All right. So let's get some kicking in and get some preparation for kicking. All right. So from here, what I want to see. Well, let's go sideways. What I want to see is I want to see your ankle coming toward your buttocks as you lift the knee. Okay. If when you're at the top, your foot is already past your knee, or let me say when you're at 90, we'll call it 90. When you're at 90 and your foot is already past your knee, you've already started that scoop if your knee is going higher. Okay. If I'm only kicking to just below belt height, so groin level or maybe knee level, then that's a little different. But I want to point my knee where I'm going and then let it out. Don't lift later. All right. So it needs to be lift to it. So pick the ankle up all in one piece. Boom. And again, get over the top of this leg. You don't want to go past because you'll fall over, right? But you want to be able to lift that knee, lift the ankle into the buttocks. You don't want to be this way where it's pointing down, your knee's pointing down. So you want to lift the knee, bring the ankle to the buttocks there, and then finish with the kick. So what I want you to do is I want you to just lift right now. We're not going to do any real kicking. So that means your hips kind of stay neutral from here. Okay, I don't tip them yet. Okay, ready? Hitch. Knee. Thumb. All right, I'm going to turn this on for everybody so you can see in the video yourselves. And I think I stay as a person that's in the spotlight for you guys. And here we go. Hitch. Knee. Thumb. Cheek. And go. Right. So I switch legs. Let's face the other way so that your kicking leg is toward your camera. All right, ready? Hitch. Knee. Thumb. Cheek. Go. All right, turn it around. All right, so now we're going to do the lift. Well, then we're going to do the kick. We're going to let the hip out. Okay, so the hip going out has to have a out back motion. Out back. Okay, even if I were putting it forward, I still want to have that out back motion. That'll help me bring the leg back quicker and also prepare for another kick if I need it, or to pull it all the way back. So now we're going to step forward this time, but I want you to lift the knee, hip out back, and then we'll put it down. Ready? Hitch, neutral hips, knee out back, down, and back. Ready? Hitch, knee out back, and then down. Thumb, out back, down. Sheet, out back, down. Last one. Go, out back, down. Now all one count. So lifting the knee out and back, and down. Make sure the hip has a pendulum action going. Notice my hips, my belt's moving with it too. Okay, don't come past center with your hips. Just you're at center, you're going past center forward, then bring it back to neutral again. Okay, lift the knee, bring the ankle back into the buttocks or into the hamstring. Ready, hitch, back, knee, back, thumb, back, chi, back, go, yeah, and back. All right, switch legs, facing the other way. All right, so lifting and just neutral. Hitch, no kick, and back. Knee, and back. Thumb, and back. Chi, and back. Go, and back. All right, now lift and tip the hip, allow the kick, and then land forward. So we're gonna do this in 3 counts. Hitch, knee, thumb. Okay, so the tip hip forward happens with the kick. Hitch, knee, thumb. Make sure it goes out, comes back. Hitch, knee, thumb. Hitch, knee, thumb. Hitch, knee, thumb. One more. Breaking it down. Hitch, knee, thumb. Notice too, my hands, as the hip starts to go forward, my hands connected to my hips change too. So as my left hip goes forward, my left hand goes forward because they're connected right in the oblique area, okay? All right, now all 1 count. Lift, bring that ankle into the hamstring, buttocks, lift that knee up, let the hip go out and back as you kick, and then land forward, all 1 count. Hitch, and back. Knee, back. Thumb, and back. Chi, back. Go, and back. All right, good. All right, so any questions on that? Anybody got extra struggles that you want some help with? Oh, we're good. Okay, so be careful you don't overextend this hip. Okay, this doesn't want to be this much. Okay, if you have to go that much, you need to get closer. Okay, all it takes is the guy to catch you just a little bit and away you go down to the floor. Okay, so be careful that you don't overextend just to try and get them. If you can't get them, accept the fact you didn't get close enough, boom, and then get that foot down as quick as you can to go for more with punches. Okay, all right, so next let's do some ashigeri. I'm not sure how good my ashigeri is going to be, but we will see. Mine will likely be a little shallower. Okay, so same sort of thing, facing the front here. Okay, we're going to bring this. So it's got to come around to kick. Okay, now the training part is to lift it sideways here. If you want to go more street level, to bring the knee right to it, this way. Okay, and for me, I've got a pre-pivot so that I don't hurt my hip, but if you can do it without the pre-pivot, pivot as you bring the knee forward. There. Okay, so mashigiri. So lifting, and if you can't get even belt height, groin's fine, inner thigh's fine, as long as it has the correct path. So the knee's got to go slightly past your target, and the path is this way. And the hands are up. Ready? Hitch. And back. Knee. And back. Thumb. And back. Chi. And back. Go. Heian. And back. Switch legs. Kicking with your left. Itch. Wow, this one side's a lot easier. Knee. An. Shi. And go. Heian. All right, so let me take just a brief second here to show you. This looks, if you take a freeze frame of the very end of the kick, looks like a side thrust kick. Doesn't that look like a side thrust kick? Yeah. Okay. But the path that it took is very different than a side thrust kick. So the side thrust kick, the foot has to come right down the middle here. The path of the mashigiri comes from out here. So everybody that does these side thrust kicks where your foot comes out here like this to do the side thrust kick, makes it looks like a mashigiri, and it'll travel like a mashigiri, and energy going that way instead of that way. Okay. All right, so let's go to Yoko Kikomi. So left leg forward, same sort of thing. This time I want to bring this leg up and the knee over here with my foot directly below the knee. Then I kick straight this way. Okay. So if you can't kick high, above your belt, I want you at least lift your knee above your belt. Everybody should be able to do this and bring it up, kind of up into their upper abdomen, knee height, maybe even to like solar plex level this way. All right, should be able to do that. Okay. If you can't, bring it up as high as you can, even above your, above your belly button. And then if you can't kick higher than belt height, go kick downward. That's fine too. Okay. Bring those hands, keep those hands up. Ready? Itch. We'll land forward and come back. Knee. Sun. Shi. So Mary, you got that ankle behind your knee. Get it more directly below the knee as you lift and turn. Okay. So what I'm talking about is you tend to have this thing here. See how my ankle's behind the knee this way? Okay. Bring it more. Exaggerate it. Bring it way to that wall over there. Bring your foot way over to that side. Yeah, there you go. Now shove it out there. Yeah, good. All right, let's do a couple more, 5 more. Itch. Okay, some people are naturally gifted. Their body understands how to make that straight line with the ankle. So they don't have to bring that foot way over here. They just bring it straight in. Other of us have to bring it over so that you can create that outside to inside line. Or let me say, past center, back to center line. Here we go. Knee. Sun. Okay, so Pete, you've got the same thing going on, but your foot does get the center line, which is okay. Try and bring your foot just a little bit more to your left. There you go. Yep. Sheet. Oh, but don't kick way to your left either. You got to kick still back to center. Go. Right. There you go. Good. And the other part of it too is, Pete, is when you kick, you tend to do this. Watch my left shoulder with my right kick. See, I'm turning way away from it with my left shoulder. What you want to do is you want to turn and keep it more forward, kind of like a 45-degree line this way. Yeah, so use this counter rotation to maintain your body. Otherwise, you fall this way. Anything you hit is going to go into your body and tend to knock you over because you've not created that tension in the stance between the upper body and lower body. Okay, so let's go to the left leg. Okay. Okay, hands up. So the left hand is going to go with the hip. Bring that left knee up and the ankle over with it. Kick down the line. Hitch. Knee. That side's a lot better for you, Peter, or Pete. Go. Hook. All right, Mary, you got that ankle back behind the knee again. That's better. Hitch. Exaggerate it more, Mary. Bring that left leg more to your right. Hutch. 2. And last one. 2. Hypa. All right, so Marty, you got quite a bit of lean going on that kick. So keep yourself. So that's that twist and reset everything. Yeah. That's still a little bit of lean. You can see yourself in the video. Well, I'll let you watch it. Okay. So any more questions on those 2 kicks and how to execute those? All right. And you want to make sure those hands, the wrists stay up. Remember the strategy I gave you too for like Mashi Gitties and my Gitties and even Yokomas. Make sure if you were going to extend your index fingers, make sure they're always pointing at their face and stomach. Okay, so anything that goes like this or cowboy, you know, so you don't want to have these hands out here like this. You want your hands more here, okay? And engage the opposite side of the back. Okay, any questions? All righty, let's get into some Heian katas then. We will go back to speaker view. All right, let's go. Heian shoda. So we're going to try and keep your brain in your feet that are moving and in your legs that are moving, bending into the stance like we did at the beginning of the class. So you have to sink down to move into the first move. Itch. Now bend into that front knee. Knee. Now bend into the back knee. Thumb. She go. Bend to the front knee. Now squeeze into the back knee, sink into it, and pull that left leg across. Itch. Step through, bend in that front knee. Itch. Knee. Sun, right? Big turn. This one here is a bend into your front knee, squeeze your thighs together, and then step out. Itch. Knee. Bend in the back knee. Some. She. Oop. Front knee bending in. Itch. Knee. Sun. Right? Big turn. So you're going to bend into this front knee, squeeze the thighs together, and pivot with this. Pull this hip around sideways. Itch. Bend into the front knee, going that way. Knee. Pull back into the back knee. Thumb. Bend into the front knee. Itch. Yummy. Embo. Push. All right. I want to watch you guys. See how you're doing with the moving into the front end of the stance or moving backwards. Here we go. Hand shoulder. Itch. Knee. Thumb. Shigo. Hook. Hitch. Hutch. Ku. All right, now sink into your front knee, bring your other leg in, squeeze it as you're twisting the left hip toward the other side. Let's go back and do that again. Be careful that when you do that, you don't bend at the center, okay? As you're making that turn, there's a tendency to bend at the center. Try and keep your posture tall. Here we go. Itch. Better. Knee. San. Chi. Up. Itch. Knee. San. Okay, same thing. Be careful of the posture. Squeeze the thighs as you bend into your front knee and then twist those hips to your left side. Itch. Knee. San. Chi. Yame. All right, Dirk, can you go to the second shuto? No, the other corner. Yeah, there you go. Second shuto. Now, what I'd like you to do is use the same thought process of squeezing into your back leg, bringing your front leg back, and using your hip to get over to your right side. So I want you to move as fast as you can with that hip. Ready? Go. Can you go faster? Squeeze those thighs together and move the hip. Yep, go. Yes, that's much better. The ending a little bit, you got the stance to clean up a little bit more, but here's the challenge of moving fast is your body's not used to going that fast. So a lot of times folks will slow the pace down so the body can be comfortable and not have to work so hard. Well, no. Keep the pace up because speed, first one there to the zang tends to win. Last one there to the block on a punch, you might get hit. So be careful that you're not just going slow. Try and get your feet and your hands to go as quick as possible with the good tempo of the kata. All right, let's go to the next one. Heian, knee up. Okay, this one I really like a lot for this type of work because guess what? You got a whole bunch of back stances that you got to move into this front knee, and you got a long way to get there. But the good news is that you can create this pressure and go forward. And the other thing about this too is my foot is straight, right? Straight here. When I step through, I don't want to have a pre-move. I want to have this pivot on the ball as I get to start opening up the hips. So if I were just stepping here like this, I would keep my feet straight, right? 1, 2, 3, just walking. As I open the hip up, I got to let the back foot out by pivoting on the ball. So same thing as you step forward in a back stance, this foot straight. As my hip starts to go past center and open up to 45 degrees, that's when I make the adjustment to get to the full sideways movement. Same principle for Oitsukis and all the blocks and so on. The ball of the foot is the pivot point. You don't start pivoting until you get to just past halfway. All right, here we go. Heian, knee up. Again, sink as you pull in. It's neat. Sanshi. Now squeeze in your left leg, pivot on the heel. It's neat. Sanshi. Squeeze it in, back side snap kick, back fist. It's knee something. Now bend into that front knee. It's knee. All right, big turn. So same thing. Get this left hip going off that way as you squeeze into your front knee. It's 45. Bend into the front knee. Knee. Sun. She. Now squeeze in and step out with your left. Itch. Kick punch. Itch. Knees hump. Sheet. Okay, big twist. Get this hip going that way. Keep your posture tall. Itch. Knee. Hump. Sheet. Yummy. And bow. Close. Okay, let me watch you guys. All right. Itch knee. Sun cheek. Itch knee. Sun cheek. Go, rock, hitch. All right, let's go back to the side snap kick and the back fist. Make sure that shuto comes from your ear, not just this. Bring it from your ear and around slightly. Okay, so the hammer fist. No, hammer fist. Side, back stance, hammer fist to the right. Back stance, hammer fist to the right. Pete. Back stance, hammer fist to the right. Okay, back stance that way. Facing that way. Hammer fist to the right. All right, itch, knee, hump. Shuto, coming toward me. Coming toward me, shuto left. There you go. Itch. Stay there, Marty. Knee. Sun. All right, continuing, Marty. Itch. Itch. All right, now really torque that hip back toward the right side. Leap. That's much better. Dirk, let's tense those rhomboids in your back, though. Tense the rhomboids in your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. There you go. Itch. Itch. Knee, hump. Sheet. Go. Rock. Mary, what happened? Pete, step all the way in. Marote uke. Right leg forward. Mary, other leg. There you go. Itch. Go ahead, Pete. Catch up. One more. Nip. Sun. She. Yummy. All right, so here's a common problem with, I'll call it most karateka, okay? They have a pace they like to go at, and it also creates some, I'll call it dwells, where you're not really moving forward, you're just kind of getting ready. Excuse me. Getting ready to move, you kind of stop in the middle to kind of collect yourself, and then you move. So here's what I'm talking about. So here's the last two moves of Heian Nidan, right? So from here, you see the kind of almost stop in the middle while I'm versus squeeze this and move the whole time. This is at fast speed, okay? Don't have this stop. It just almost seems like you sit on the base leg trying to find a time to start pushing. If you're not bending in enough, that could explain part of it, because you're counting on some of your momentum. Like if I'm here, let's just say, watch my leg. If I'm here, okay, I've got nothing going that way, nothing going that way. Okay, I'm kind of neutral until I get to here, then I can push. So what I want to do is I want to create that unbalancing forward with my leg here and my hip push to create this fast movement to here, and fast movement all the way through the technique. Okay, so let's do that one more time, and let's see if we can get rid of some of that, we'll call it dwell. Does everybody understand what I'm talking about? or have any question about it. So it just looks like you kind of stop somewhere in the middle of the step, either the turn or the step through. All right, let's try it again. Hey, Anita. I'm gonna remove my pin. I think move spotlight. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Ixni. Sanchi. Ixni. Sanchi. Go, rock, hitch. Now here's where you can get rid of that dwell. Just move right into that front knee. Hitch. Knee. Much better. Sun. That's it, Dirk. I like it. Hitch. Nip. So Dirk, that one had a little bit of slow in the middle, right? Did you feel it? Sun. Oh, much better. Chi. Go. Rook. Hitch. Same thing with this my giddy. If you pull it past center, when you pull the leg back, then you end up having a reverse center of gravity, which means now you got to kind of almost lean forward to get going forward. Hitch, knees hump. Hitch. Big turn, Pete and Dirk. Hip. Sun. Chi. Good, yummy. All right, so that was a lot better, okay? So I don't know what your reasons for doing it, or maybe you just didn't know that you were doing it, but be conscious that sometimes that dwell happens because you're not getting over your leg enough so you can start pushing as soon as you get past center. So what happens is you get kind of at center and life slows down significantly because you're not driving. You can't drive because you're in this equilibrium state like this, okay? You need to be here so you can push forward. Okay, here we go, hands on the. So let's try and see if we can get there right off of the bat here with this one. Hitch, knees hump. Hitch, knees hump. Chi, go. Quick hitch. Right? Hitch. Nip. Sun. Chi. Go. Rock. Hitch. Hey. Yeah, man. All right, one more time. Notice my tempo. Bum, bum, bum. Hitch. Knees hump. Hitch. Knees hump. Chi. Go. Rook hitch. Hey. Hitch. Knees hump. Chi go. Rook hitch. Hitch. Hutch. Hitch. Hitch. I am a. Emba. All right, Heian, you on that? Aye. This one here, make sure you add the dynamic tension that goes with it. Tighten your lats down. Use your breath. Bring your shoulder blades together. Hitch. Knee. Then sudden explode. Hitch knee. Thump. Cheek go rook. Hitch knee thump. Hitch knee. Thump. Sheet. Hey. Hitch. Knee thump sheet. Hitch. Knee thump sheet. Up. Okay, move through this step. Hitch. Knee. Thump sheet. Hey. Hitch. Yummy. Ambo. Close. All right, I'm going to watch you guys. Move my spotlight here. All right, here we go. Heian Yondan. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rut. Hitch. Ich. Ni. San. Ich. Ni. Sam. Shi. Ich. Ni. Sam. Shi. Pick that knee up. Good. Ich. Ni. Sam. Shi. Ich. Nip. San. Shi. Go. Ich. Yummy. Ambo. Okay, so Pete, I got a couple fixes for you. All right, so save this one into one of your correction videos. Okay, so after this shuto to the neck, 1, 2, bring this hand all the way to here. You kind of go back into that old one that I used to get hit with a shinai with, where you kind of do this. Okay, so from here, 1, you do this. I want to see you do 1, 2, bring this all the way up here. Boom. Bring it all the way high. Yes. So agiuke, same position, agiuke, okay? And then on the last move, for some reason, your legs get crossed. So after you make this catch, 1, I think what happens is you put your leg back here like this. See how you can see my heel through the line? So you have to put your leg over here so that heel and heel on the front leg is just inside the line of the back or the front heel. So the front heel is just inside the line of the back heel. Okay, so you want to be just slightly apart from each other. Right now, I can see your heel in the way you do that. Okay, do you understand that? Okay, so just be careful. So watch when you make this catch. 1, you tend to step here. See how you can't even see the front heel? I want you to go here and step so you can just see the front heel as you step backwards. This one's an easy one you can play with on your own Zoom class and just get some video of yourself doing it. Okay.
Maybe one comment
Yes.
regarding to this. So
Sure.
maybe one thing which could help there is also to
Hold on. Let me get you on here. Yeah, go ahead.
if you do this,
Yeah.
means here and then to let the knee point that way. And then go back.
Sure.
It avoids that you cross here and then turn around like this one here.
Right. Now,
Feel the knee
I don't know
back.
that knee has to go all the way to the front, but you should definitely bring it toward the front. I like that idea. I think that would be a great help for him. You understand that, Pete? So try and get the knee, show again, Mark. Try and get the knee going more forward after you've done the knee there. Yes, okay. Showing in your actual application without as much turn, Mark, one more time. Yeah. Yeah. So as far as you can turn it and still do it in tempo and everything, I don't know that you can bring it all the way forward. I'm usually about 70 degrees toward the front, not quite 90 to the front. Okay, perpendicular to the front direction, but I'm pretty close. And I think you're right. I think that helps you get to the point where you can put that foot wherever you want. I like it, Mark. Good. Thank you. All right, let's go hand Goran. Okay, let's look out for those dwell spots, trying to get into that front knee or the back knee as you turn. Ready. It's me. Sun. It's me. Sun. She. Go. Rook. Hey. Itch. Me. Sun. She go. Rook. Hey. Now let's tie these next two together. Make sure you get a nice hip rotation on the first one. Itch knee. And then tie the next three movements. The one is a switch, two is the strike, three is the pull back to the manjigamai. Okay. And I want you to open this hip up as you do the switch. Itch. And back. So as you open the hip up, you got to then close it, then bring it open again. So it's a open, close, open. Okay. If you don't close the hip, and we talked about this, my hip is open, right? See, my hand can only go to the edge of that pillar. Now, if I close the hip without even extending the arm, look, I got an extra length of my hand that goes in toward the groin. Okay. All right. One more time. And go down. That Mikazuki Gary is a challenge for hip replacement guys. I'll get there though. Here we go. It's neat. Sun. It's neat. Sun. She. Go. Hitch. Hip. Hitch. Me. Sun. She go. Rook. Hip. It's neat. Sun. She go. Yummy. And back. All right. One time with you guys. All right, here we go. It's neat. Sun. It's neat. Sun. She. Go. Okay, Pete, turn that hip forward all the way. Hold on. Go back. Everybody go back to the Jujuki. Or actually the Maroteuki before the Jujuki. So right leg forward, Maroteuki. Okay. So Pete, you're doing a great job opening the hip. But you got to finish closing the hip. So your center of your Jujuki here, can you see me? The center of your Jujuki right here is in the center of your belt knot. You tend to leave that right hip open and it doesn't finish to the center. There you go. Good. All right, here we go. Maroteuki, left or right leg forward. Mary, other leg. There we go. Hitch. So Mary, turn your hip a little bit more forward. There you go. Knee, Samshi. Hold on, Marty. Go back to the lunge punch. All right, big turn, down block, Kibarachi. Itch. Knee. Hold on, Pete. Palm to the front toward your camera. There you go. Itch. Knee, some. She. Go. Itch, knee. Close, open. Itch. Knee, some. Close, open. Good. Check your belt knot. Is it turned more than 45? There you go. Yummy. I'm going to let you guys go alone on this one. I'll just say Hajime and you go. Heian, go down. Hajime. Yummy. All right, Marty, I'd like to see you just hold that lunge punch just a little longer. I get it. You're trying to kind of go in a tempo that's kind of related to a real fight, so to speak. You probably wouldn't stay there with your hand out here like that ever. But I think somewhere between the Italian national team doing kata in front of the world with holding it for 10 seconds versus where you were at, probably closer to where you were at, but just hold it just a little bit longer, okay? Yeah, let's see. There you go. Yeah. So there's just a mental and a physical, let the energy flow out of it, but don't let it just die. You know what I mean? So there's picture like I've got a cup of water or a spout of water and I pour it, right? It takes a while for that to get out, right? So all that energy's got to let that water out. Once the water gets out, then we got to go fill it up again, okay? All right, one more time with, let's go Teki Shodan. All right. All right, Teki Shodan. It's Nisam. Shigo. It's Nisam. It's Nisam. Hey. It's Nisam. Shigo. It's Nisam. It's Sanchi. Hey. Yummy. Emma. Okay. One time, you guys. Was there a question, Pete? No? Okay. One time, you pick the kata you want to work on. So we did Seonchin the other day. But whatever kata you want to work on, do once, and then we'll end the class. Okay? All right. If you get stuck, I'll help you. All right. Kata. Yoi. Hajime. All right, everybody got their kata in? Pete, what were you doing? Which one? I was watching Mary when you got stuck. I didn't get back to you.
I thought to work on the hips, I would try the basa dai. And I got lost halfway through.
Oh, rats. All right. All right. Well, there is a basa dai video out there somewhere in our lexicon of stuff. I think I even sent you guys my playlists in my YouTube channel. So feel free to use those. And I've got pretty much all the katas in a playlist of some sort. So, okay. All right. Have a great night. Thanks for coming.